Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, I'm Hilya Alifya Rabbania from 4th C with my last student ID number is 102. So today I want to retell a novel titled Angel on Air by Lauren Macrosset. So the story starts with a woman named Anna Knight. Anna lives in Glasgow and works as a popular radio DJ. She has a boyfriend named Connor Smith, and they have been in a relationship for 13 long years. Even though they have been together for a very long time, their relationship has become very predictable, boring, and also cold. Anil feels emotionally lonely and invisible because Connor always prioritizes his career over her feelings. And then to celebrate their anniversary, Connor takes Angel to a restaurant made completely of ice called the Ice Palace. The restaurant is freezing and Connor's marriage proposal feels just as cold and rigid. Angel says yes at the time because of their long history together, but her heart is immediately filled with deep thoughts and sadness. Right after the right after she accepts the engagement ring, Connor drops a massive bomb. He tells Angel that he just got a big promotion, but he must move to Los Angeles for 6 months. Angel feels completely trapped and abandoned just as they officially become fiancés. Before Connor leaves, the tension between them gets even worse. Angel's blunt's best friend Cherry, who also happens to be Connor's ex-girlfriend, tells Angel a shocking story. Cherry claims that she saw Connor riding a motorbike with a beautiful blonde woman. Angel becomes extremely jealous and worried about her future, of course. And then, however, Connor later explained that the woman is actually Tessa, the sophisticated wife of his big boss, and he was only helping her for professional reasons. Even though it's not a real affair, this misunderstanding makes Angel realize that their communication is completely broken and that Connor cares more about pleasing his boss than supporting her her girlfriend. Soon after, Angel goes to the airport to see Connor off. Watching him walk through the departure gate leaves her feeling incredibly lonely, empty, and facing a house that feels far too quiet. And while Connor is busy and hard to reach in Los Angeles, Angel spends her lonely days broadcasting at the radio station with a heavy heart. The big turning point of the story happens when Angel's impulsive mother, Delphine, takes her to a luxury hotel. There, they accidentally run into Didier Lafitte, a world-famous pop star who has a minor injury and needs help. Wanting to make her daughter look impressive in front of a celebrity, Delphine suddenly lies and tells Didier that Angel is a professional nurse. When Didier looks at Angel with deep admiration and genuine respect, Angel decides to stay quiet and goes along with the line. She deeply enjoys being seen as a caring, simple nurse rather than a straight radio DJ, because Didier gives her the attention and sweet validation she has been craving for years. From that moment on, Adele begins to live a very complicated double life. She constantly communicates with Didier, texts him back and forth, and visits him using her fake nurse identity. At the same time, she still manages her daily job at the radio station under her producer, Dan, who starts to notice that Adele is losing her focus during broadcasts. Whenever Adele feels overwhelmed by guilt, she visits her grounded friend Meg, and Meg acts as her moral compass and firmly gives her a reality check. warning Angel that playing with a false identity while being engaged is a dangerous game that will destroy everything. However, Angel ignores the warning because she's to comfort by leaders with attention, which stands in sharp contrast to Connor's growing coldness from Los Angeles. By this time, Angel finds herself deeply entangled in her own lies, enjoying her secret world with Didier while her life with Connor slowly drifts away. The situation changed quickly when Connors returned home to Glasgow from Los Angeles. Instead of a happy reunion, the atmosphere between Angel and Connors feel like completely awkward. Angels quickly realized that during their 6 months apart, they have emotionally become total strangers. Connor is still completely focused on his career and high society connection, while Angel's mind and also heart are already captured by her secret relationship with Didier. The social pressure around Angel increases heavily during this time. Of course, Connor's mother, Miss Smith, begins pushing them aggressive to make formal wedding plans, which only makes her feeling more trapped and also guilty. At the same time, Angel's father Steve has a serious talk with her, which makes Angel reflect on her family values and realize how dangerous her deception has become. In the workplace, a coworker named Fran noticed that Angel is always kind of distracted. On the other side, Dieter's managers Bernie and Lawrence give Dieter a lot of professional pressure, which draws the media closer to his personal life. Then a photographer named Greg is also always trying to follow Angel and Didier around and making the secret world feel like a ticking time bomb. And then the massive climax happened at the radio station where Angel works. Angel keeps delaying telling the truth because she's too indecisive and scared, but her time finally runs out. Didier unexpectedly walks into the station for a live interview. He's completely shocked and heartbroken to see that his sweet, carrying nurse is actually Angel Knights, the famous radio DJ. Didier feels intense embarrassment and shock and total sense of betrayal. He leaves the radio station immediately with a broken heart, realizing that the woman he loved was just a character built on a big lie. This public explosion forced Angel into a complete emotional breakdown, but it also forces her to finally face reality. She finally admits to herself that her 13 years relationship with Connor was actually over a long time ago, and they only stayed together out of comfort, history, and also guilt. With newfound courage, Angel has a very difficult but honest conversation with Honor. She returns the engagement ring and ends the relationship. And in the end, after the storm of the scandal passes, we see a beautiful journey of maturity and self-discovery. Angel has lost almost everything, including her long engagement and her secret friendship with Didier, but she finally gains her true self back. She stopped running away from her problems, stopped lying, and starts living an authentic life with a clean conscience. The story ends on a hopeful note, showing that while you cannot build a happy future on a foundation of lies, losing everything sometimes gives you a clean slate to start over. Angel began to fix her life and her career, leaving an open door for a real relationship with Didier in the future, but this time based completely on her true identity as radio DJ. that concludes the entire story of the novel. Okay, thank you so much for listening. I'm sorry for all of my mistake. Last I say, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bye bye.